Morning, second graders. We're going to go through some letter cards and picture cards and get started with today's lesson. All right, kiddos, what do we say with this one? Digraph AY in the final position. Digraph diphthong OW. Digraph diphthong OU. Trigraph TCH. Trigraph IGH. Diphthong OY says oi in the final position. Diphthong OI says oi in the medial, sometimes initial position. Digraph AI. We're going to do some picture cards now. This is soup oo. Circle S. Hey A. Rain A. Toy oi. Oil oi. Light I. Patch ch. Cow ow. Bow o. Mouse ow. Okay, here's a couple suffixes we've also done. This is suffix ER. Now there's a combination ER as well, but if this is in the final position and there's a base word, once you've boxed it off, I should say, you're going to know that it is a suffix. This is somebody who's doing something like a teacher teaches, a baker bakes, or you're comparing two things, like something is smaller than something else. All right, this next one is suffix EST, okay, and that's when you're comparing a group of things, more than two things, such as you have the smallest pencil in the whole class. All right, this isn't one you see super often, but it does happen. This is suffix LET. It's something that changes a word to small, like a Hollywood star actor that's a child star would be a starlet, a young or small actor or actress. Also, it can be something that you wear, such as a wristlet you wear around the wrist. And this one you see a lot. LY, suffix LY means in a way. So if you are running to the store quickly, you're doing it in a quick way or a fast way. Okay? All right. Let's get started. Let's start with worksheet 76. That's our lesson today, and I tried to write ahead so my video wouldn't be too long. We're going to do our spelling sound review, and this is really important because when you're finger spelling, you need to know all your options to make those sounds. So repeat after me. Oh, repeat. Good. Go ahead and write them. And then check with me. Ol, like lion in the initial or medial position. Ol in the final position is LL because of that floss rule. Good. Number 2, k. Repeat. Write it lots of ways. And peek up here. In the beginning and middle, the initial and medial positions, it's K, comma, C. In the final positions, there's a couple ways to spell the k. CK after a short vowel, K after a vowel digraph or any other combinations, and KE after a long vowel. Okay, so when you get the k in the final position, those are your options. Number 3 is U. Repeat. Good. Go ahead and write. And then check with me. We have U, consonant E, like cute would be an example of that one, or just a U. Number 4, Z. Repeat. Go ahead and write. There's 2. Then check with me. Z, comma, S. Voiced S like rose. When following a voiced letter, the S sounds like Z. Number 5, ng. Repeat. Good, like ring. Check your work. And number 6, repeat. Go ahead and write. And then check with mine. F like fish, and an FF as the floss rule. And to be honest with you, I don't know why they don't add the PH. PH would also make the F sound. Number 7, ow. Repeat. Go ahead and write it. Like mouse and cow. OU when it's in the initial and medial position, and OW when it's in the final position. Number 8, A. Repeat. Go ahead and write it. And check with me again. Sometimes they leave things out that I would include. I would include AI in the medial position. And if you did that, leave it. That would be right. Rain, you're a pain in our phonics dance. Number 9 is pull. Repeat. Good, like staple. It's a final staple syllable. Check with me. All right. Moving on to review words. These words are following our phonics patterns that we've already done. So number 10 is foil. Repeat. Good. Foil. Sometimes leftovers are put in foil. Finger spell that out. Write it. Oi in the medial position. Oi, oi. Oh. And this is how you spell it. Foil. F-O-I-L. Number 11 is bring. Repeat. Good. Go ahead and write it. I'm going to use number 5 up there. And check with mine. And number 12 is ruffle. Repeat. Good, like the ruffle along the bottom of a skirt. There is 2 F's in ruffle because of that short U. Rough and full. All right, now here's our sight words. These are our new ones from last week. Here's number 13 is animal. Repeat. Go ahead and write it. Can't really finger spell it. You got to memorize it. See how many sounds you can get. And you can add any that you missed. Check with mine. And number 14 is America. Repeat, America. Now that's a proper noun. It's the name of a specific place. So it needs a capital A. Check with mine. Always pause if I'm going too quickly. Number 15 is early. Repeat. Good, early. And then check with mine. All right, kiddos, we are going to practice our dictation sentence today. We have a dictation sentence on our spelling test. We want to make sure that we're able to use these words inside of sentences and follow those phonics patterns when they're in a longer sentence or story. So make sure you don't forget capital letters, spacing, and correct punctuation. Here is your dictation sentence. The cook will teach us how to bake a cake. I'll repeat. The cook will teach us how to bake. All the phonics patterns and spellings we've done before. You can do this. Okay, go ahead and pause the video and write out the cook will teach us how to bake a cake. All right, hopefully you're all done and pause the video and you're back. Here's your sentence. The cook will teach us how to bake. There's so many phonics things in here. TH digraph, O, the EA, teach, A consonant E. Okay, make sure you make any changes that you need to, and we're going to move on with today's lesson. Pause if you need a second to make any changes. I'll need that in a minute. All right, I'm going to try using a whiteboard so I don't waste so much paper. I might be a little bit goofy with it today. All right, we're going to echo some words together. Actually, echo, I'll say, then you say. I want you to listen for a sound that they all have in common. Please repeat. Germ, ginger, Gym. What sound do you hear in germ, ginger, and gym? Say it loud. Yeah, j. Good. Look at these words and see if you can figure out what is making that sound. It's not j like Jack in the Box like we've learned in the past. Here's the word germ. Ginger, which is a spice. I don't know if I call it a spice. It's an ingredient when you bake or you cook. And here's gym, the gymnasium, not the name. Okay, what is making the j sound in these words? Right, it's not the letter J, it's the letter G. When does the G sound like a J? The letter G usually sounds like the letter J when it's followed by, just like a cedilla C, when it's followed by an E. Well, that's not working. When it follows an E, I, or a Y, okay? When the G is followed by an E, an I, or a Y, it sounds like J, okay? So when we see the letter G before the letters E, I, or Y, we will code the G with a dot to remind us that it is a J instead of a G, okay? This dot is just like the dot over the J. All right, let's go ahead and code through the rest of these words. Combination ER is in this word germ. Okay, now for this word ginger, there are two vowels. So I'm going to code vowel to vowel. Consonant, consonant, gin, ger. Combination ER, breathed I because it's followed by a consonant. And gym is a tricky one. Here's how we code the Y. Because it's acting like a vowel and it sounds like a short I, so it's breathed. So it's acting like a vowel, Y, so it's dotted, and then it's breathed because it sounds like a short I sound. Okay? All right, so we've had the letter card G in the past. We're just going to focus in on the picture card, and that's this one right here. This is giraffe, J. Repeat. Good. Sometimes a G can sound like J when followed by an E, I, or a Y. Okay? Go ahead and erase and get out your workbook page again. So I want you to repeat that sound after me. J. Repeat. Good. Now, if you hear the J sound when writing, you're going to represent it with a J, but comma, a G, and you'll know it's a G when it's followed by that E, I, or Y. Okay, now we're going to practice some words with that sound. So repeat after me, large. Good, write it. R like a jar of stars, J. G followed by an E. Number 3 is gentle. Repeat. Okay, write it out. J. Till. Final stable syllable T-L-E. And next is page. Repeat. Good. P-A-J. I know it sounds like J. It's followed by an E because it's an A consonant E pattern. It's a long vowel. Okay? Go ahead and do your high frequency word box with your teacher at home. And we're going to move on to some coding today. Find worksheet 76. I see number 1 is one of the words we've already talked about. G-E-R-M. If you come to this word and you're unsure of how to read it, think about what makes sense in the sentence, but also code it till you know it. This word has a G followed by an E, so right away I know it's going to be a soft G sound, J. The hard G sound is G, soft is J. Okay. I also see a combination ER, so now I can sound out that word germ, germ, a germ or a cootie, a germ. All right. Next is STREAM. don't see anything at the end of the word like a final stable syllable or a suffix. I know vowels always have to be coded, and I see EA, which is a vowel digraph. Usually it makes the E sound. Make run, cross out that silent A. Blend, stir, stream. A stream is like kind of like a river or a small river, a stream. Number 3, let's take a look. I see something already. I see trigraph, TCH. We don't hear the T, we only hear the Ch, so I'm crossing out my T. And when I see TCH after a vowel, I know my vowel is short. Okay, and this word is hatch, hatch. You'll see the little chick will hatch. Number 4, N-I-G-H-T. I see I-G-H trigraph right away. I don't hear a G or a H in there, but I do hear an I. Night. Night. The night is represented by this picture. Next is H-I-N-G-E. This is a tough word that you might not see very often. I see a G followed by an E, so I know it's going to make the soft J sound. Okay, I'm going to keep looking at that word, and I see an I, and I'm not really sure if it's hinge or hinge. Hinge or hinge. I've heard the word hinge before, and this is actually kind of a rule breaker in my book because that E isn't making it long. A hinge is like on the side of the doors that help open and shut doors and cabinets. Hinge. Number 6, this word has combination IR and a digraph TH. It's the word third, like you're in third place. I'd like you to go ahead and RUW this bottom paper, bottom questions. I like to use different colors only so you can see with the camera exactly where I find the text evidence. Remember, this is a checklist to read, underline, and write to help you get the correct answers and to go back inside of the story. Please pause the video and read this story on your own, coding any word you're unsure of, and then hit play and we'll read it together. All right, ready to go. Mom said that we could go to the fair on Sunday if we worked hard at school and did our chores at home. We did our homework, made good grades, and did our chores. We went to the fair on Sunday and ate popcorn, rode bumpy rides, and had a great time. Number 7 says, when did we go to the fair? Read. When did we go to the fair? Good. Go to the fair. There's go to the fair. Go to the fair on Sunday. Go to the fair on Sunday. This isn't a very big blank, so I'm just going to fill in on Sunday. And what did we eat? I remember the word ate. They ate popcorn. So let's see, hot beef. Hot beef. I don't even know what hot beef is. I guess a hamburger's hot beef. Candy apples. There's popcorn. We made good grades and got to go to the fair. Let's see. Let's find some evidence that shows they got to go to the fair. I remember they got to go. We went to the fair on Sunday. Yep. And here it even says we made good grades and we went to the fair. So yeah, this is kind of like a true and false. Yes, it happened. All right, if you need some extra practice with coding or extra practice with RUWs, feel free to do the back. Thanks, guys.